When you think of art, you probably imagine paintings like this, or that. One that has a lot of details, almost realistic and just full of life.
But what if I told you that 400 years ago, art looked more like this? What are your first thoughts if art was reduced and simplified to just lines, shapes, and colors only? Welcome to this style.
To start off, the Stijl, meaning the style, in Dutch, was an art movement born in 1917 in the Netherlands, inspired by the upheavals of World War I and the desire for universal harmony and a universal order. The style sought to strip art down to its essential geometric and color elements, a philosophy known as neoplasticism. The movement expanded from painting to architecture and design, with key figures including architect Gerrit Rietveld and his red and blue chair, and ended with the death of Theo van Doesburg.
Theo van Doesburg, the organizer and visionary. Theo van Doesburg was a Dutch painter, writer, and architect who founded the D-style movement in 1917. He was the driving force behind its creation and the one who connected artists from different fields under one vision. As the editor of the D-style magazine, he spread their ideas about simplicity, geometry, and universal harmony across Europe. Van Doesburg wasn't just an artist, he was the movement's communicator, teacher, and promoter, always pushing for collaboration between art, design, and architecture. His leadership made this style more than just an art trend. It became a philosophy of how design could bring order to a chaotic world.
Piet Mondrian, the perfectionist and philosopher. Piet Mondrian was the most well-known member of the Stijl and the creator of its main philosophy, neoplasticism. He believed that art should be stripped down to its purest form, vertical and horizontal lines, rectangles, and the three primary colors to express universal balance and truth. Mondrian's paintings, such as composition with red, blue, and yellow, became the visual symbol of the Stijl. His obsession with order, balance, and simplicity made him the perfectionist of the group, and his influence shaped modern abstract art, minimalism, and even today's graphic design. For Mondrian, every line and color had meaning. Nothing was random. Jacobus Johannes Peter Oud, the architect of order and function. Jacobus Johannes Peter Oud, or JJP, was a Dutch architect and one of the founding members of the Stijl movement. While artists like Piet Mondrian and Theo van Doesburg expressed the style through paint and theory, Oud brought his ideals into real-world architecture. He focused on creating simple, geometric buildings that combine functionality with artistic balance, proving that beauty could exist even in everyday structures. His designs, such as the Rotterdam housing projects and Café de Unie, reflected the style's harmony of form, line, and color. Unlike other members, Oud aimed to make modern art livable, influencing future movements like Bauhaus and modern urban design.
As it was said before, that this style is made up with vertical and horizontal, squares and rectangular, as well as the primary color. Over here, we will now explain the broader key factors behind this style. Vertical lines run up and down, while horizontal lines run from left to right. In this style, all the structure comes from these two directions. No curves, no diagonals. Geometric shape are the rectangular and squares, which are perfect and defined, and all the colors and shape created by intersecting vertical and horizontal lines are contained here. When you partition the canvas with your lines, choose certain areas to fill and just leave the others white. This way, it makes it less chaotic and more this style. Instead of an identical halves on each side of an artwork like most art, this style is more on balancing the visual weight of size, position, and color intensity of things without mirroring the composition on the work. Primary colors are the red, blue, and yellow pigments only. Black for lines and white for space, as well as gray, are optional and only meant for the foreground. When you make this style, You'd only limit yourself to 1 to 3 colored blocks per piece, while the white space and black lines do most of the work. It is intended this way to create a focal point.
The style may look simple, but behind those squares and colors was a dream to create a universal harmony that connected art, design, and life itself. The style proved that less can be more. From 1917 to today, from painting to furniture, until to the apps that we use today, the style never really ended. It just became part of our everyday world.
Now it's your turn. If you could create a digital art as of today, what would you make? What are you thinking?